So I wanted to get into why I think personal writing is so powerful for people, especially people uh, struggling, with different life issues. Um, I think I think there's kind of an arc that happens uh, during the creative process, um, and I think that sometimes personal writing is not, or maybe overlooked, or I would say this isn't just about writing, but about any creative venture. Um, I think it's important that a creative person continues to venture into their personal life, even if it may not connect well with others. And that's that's sort of what it's a necessary part of the process, I believe. And it may not connect well with others. It may not have that real, universal appeal that uh, that something a little less personal might have. But I feel like if an artist never goes through that, or a creative never goes through that process, they never sort of, you know, just start creating without really worrying too much about, you know, how personal their product is, or if it's something that anybody wants to listen to, or or read, or whatever it is you're doing. I think it's important to go through it to get to that universal. So you kind of have to get through the muck, is the way I see it. You're getting through that personal process, and a lot of the times, depending on what you're doing, you're also trying to learn your craft at the same time. You're trying to learn how to write while you're writing uh, personal stuff. But I think it's important. It helps us to restructure our own minds to understand, you know, to understand who we are and the reflection of it, but then also to grow out of who we are and to grow into, even deeper areas of ourselves, and to find sort of the deeper undercurrents of why we're creating. So I just think it's an important phase, and I just think sometimes it's overlooked. Um, and to get to that point where we're resonating with other people, I think it's just important to go through that. Um, uh, you have to get to the point where you're honing that creative material, that raw ore, and that is the personal, and you're shaping that ore so you understand yourself better, but also you become more articulate in your craft, or in your art, or whatever you're doing to create. So on and the final note on this is, I think that if you do have a lot of negative stuff that you're dealing with, I think the deeply negative should be sort of discarded. If you're in a deeply negative space, I think I wrote a post on this, and that called "Burn Away Negativity with This Technique," and it's basically, you can go into that, but it's basically, I recommend that if you're dealing with super heavy emotions, and doing that every day as much as you can. And basically, it's writing down anything negative that you're dealing with. Just write it all out and crumple it up and burn it or shred it. Sometimes I shred it if it's raining outside, but I like to burn it personally. I think it has more of an effect. So I try to do that every morning, and that's something I recommend if you're going through really negative stuff. That is a lot of it isn't articulate. It doesn't articulate very well. So that might be an area where you can just burn it and get rid of it, and then get back to your personal work. But you know, I don't think never going through your personal, just never getting through that personal phase is gonna just kind of keep you trapped there. And so sometimes I think we just have to get through it. We have to express what's going on, and maybe we never share it. Maybe it's never shared to anybody what we're trying to say. But I think the fact that we're going through it will take us to that next level that we want to be at. That next level as creatives that we want to be at. And so I just think it's important, and you know, I think it might be overlooked sometimes. Um, you know, it will get more interesting as you go, and I think a lot of the creative process is about kind of having a faith in what we're doing, and a faith that we'll get what we need to expand as we go. But if we just never put the pedal to the metal through that personal gunk period, and we never just get stuff started, then a lot of times we just stay there and we never see the different directions that we can expand it from there.